My name is Sarah, and for a long time, my mother-in-law, Ashley, caused me endless frustration. It wasn't until I gave my husband, John, an ultimatum that her toxic influence was finally removed from our lives. I thought it would be worth sharing my story because I know you'll appreciate the karma in the end. John and I met in college. Like many college relationships, we shared an exciting whirlwind romance. He was a senior, and I was a freshman. We met at a party, and the rest, as they say, is history. After 4 years of dating, we got engaged and decided to wait a bit before getting married. The main reason for the delay was Ashley. Ashley and my dad went to the same college. She had feelings for him and wanted to date him, but my dad fell in love with my mom and married her instead. When Ashley first saw me, she confronted John, saying, "John, how could you do this to me? You're dating this witch? You know her mom ruined my life." John, clearly confused, responded, "Mom, what are you talking about? Sarah is a wonderful person. Why are you saying this? Her mom is the one who took away my first love. I should have married Sarah's dad. She stole him from me. Sarah's just like her mother, a cheap woman." Ashley snapped. "Don't talk about my mom like that. She did nothing wrong. My dad only dated my mom, and he never had anything to do with you." John shot back. Ashley wasn't finished. She fired back, "Sarah, he would have dated me if your witch of a mother hadn't stolen him from me. Your mom's a homewrecker." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Yes, my dad knew Ashley, but they were never in a relationship. They were simply college acquaintances. My dad even warned me about Ashley before he passed, but I never took his concerns seriously. Now I could see that he had been right all along. After hearing Ashley insult both my mom and me, I decided to leave the event early. I told John the first was heading home. He looked furious, but didn't follow me. I waited for him to return, and when he did, he exploded. "What was that about? Sarah, why did you leave so suddenly? That was extremely rude. You insulted my mom by leaving." "Are you serious, John?" I replied. "Did you not hear what your mom said about me and my mom? How could I stay after that?" "My mom didn't lie. She was just venting. She's hurt, and it's natural for her to feel that way," John said. "That happened years ago. How can you still say my mom stole my dad?" "My dad never dated Ashley, and I'm tired of hearing about it. Ashley is stuck in the past." "It doesn't matter," John muttered. "My mom talks about your dad all the time. It breaks my heart to see her so sad." "I don't care. Now that I see my mom is upset, I can't have your mother around. I can't keep dealing with her when she's clearly hurt my mom." "What? Are you serious? My mom didn't destroy anything. She has no reason to feel this way." We fought about this for days. John even suggested that my mom shouldn't attend our wedding, fearing it would upset Ashley. He also mentioned that Ashley was pressuring him not to marry me. I couldn't understand why John was taking his mother's side. Ashley's behavior was out of line, and I believed she needed help to move on from the past. Ashley had always been manipulative, and John, being her only child, was heavily influenced by her. She never liked me, and despite my efforts to be kind, she continuously found ways to humiliate me. Our rehearsal dinner was the breaking point. 4 months, we had kept Ashley and my mom from meeting, but the rehearsal couldn't be avoided. John tried again to prevent my mom from attending, saying, "Why can't your mom skip the rehearsal? Sarah, she doesn't need to be there. My mom will be there, and I don't think your mom should come." "Why should my mom skip it? She's done nothing wrong. Ashley is the one who's obsessed with the past," I argued. "Look, I don't care about your mom's innocence. My mom is uncomfortable around her. It's my wedding, and I don't want my mom to be upset. She's the only one I have. This is my wedding too, John. Just because I have a sister doesn't mean my mom is disposable. You know how close we are," I said, standing my ground. After more arguing, I finally told him that my mom would be at the wedding, and that was non-negotiable. I had put up with Ashley's unreasonable demands for far too long, but I wasn't prepared for what happened at the rehearsal. Ashley approached my mom directly and yelled, "You're the one who ruined my life. Your daughter took everything away from me. It's your fault. How dare you mess up my life?" "What are you talking about, Ashley? I didn't do anything to you. You and my husband were never even in a relationship. I don't know why you're blaming me," my mom replied. "Because he fell for me. He would have been mine if you hadn't come along. You're nothing but a homewrecker. You took him from me and trapped him with a child. Now your daughter's trying to steal my son." "Ashley, you're crazy. We never confronted you about this, but we're done with your lies. Sarah and John are happy together. Let's not ruin their day." But Ashley wouldn't stop. She kept shouting insults, some of which were appalling. The other guests were visibly uncomfortable, and Ashley's outburst only made things worse. After the rehearsal, John and I fought again. He was furious with my mom, saying, "See, this is why I didn't want your mom around. Look at how she ruined our wedding." "John, this is insane. Ashley started everything." My mom barely even responded to her craziness. "Your mom shouldn't have been at the rehearsal. She doesn't care about my mom's feelings. I don't want anything to do with her. I never want her at my house." "Fine, John, if you don't want a relationship with her, that's your choice, but I'm not abandoning my mom." After all the fighting, I began to seriously question if I should marry him. John had been a wonderful boyfriend and fiancé, but this issue was tearing us apart. I talked to my mom about my doubts, and she reassured me, saying, "John loves you. I won't forgive myself if I'm the reason for your breakup. If you two care for each other, these things won't matter in the long run." "But Mom, I can't keep dealing with him insulting you," I said, tears in my eyes. "It's okay, Sarah. John will always side with his mom. She's his mother. I think it's time for me to go back to my family overseas. I've been lonely without your father, and now you're getting married. I'll leave so I won't be in the way of your happiness." My mom made the ultimate sacrifice for me, and I couldn't be more grateful. She decided to move away so I could have a peaceful marriage. I begged her to stay, but she needed to be with her extended family. At the end of the day, I let her go, because I didn't want her to feel lonely. John never knew that my mom had left. It wasn't until 3 years after our wedding, when Ashley tried to sabotage our marriage, that he found out. But by then, the damage had already been done. Ashley's meddling only confirmed the doubts I had all along. I kept visiting her house to help with the upkeep of the garden and maintain the home she had lovingly created. But Ashley, always suspicious, believed I was secretly plotting with my mom against JN and her. One day, when I was out buying groceries, she crossed a line. John called me, furious, and his tone sent a wave of anxiety through me. He snapped, "Why has your mom been at our house for the 7th time this month? This is getting out of hand. Sarah, I told you I didn't want her here, but I kept quiet at first. Now it's just ridiculous." I was shocked. "What are you talking about, John? My mom hasn't even been over. I'm not at the house. Are you insane? Don't lie to me, Sarah. I know she's been here. Mom told me she saw Charlotte's car at the house." "John, my mom has been living in another country for years. She hasn't even been here since our wedding. There's no way she's visiting." "You're defending her again. Stop it." "I never told you because you didn't want to hear it." She moved away to avoid causing trouble between us. "How can you accuse me or her of sneaking around behind your back?" "Well, Mom insists she's been over. Even the neighbor said they saw someone. Let's go home and check the CCTV footage. We'll get to the bottom of this. If someone's been there, they're trespassing, and that's serious." John ended the call, agreeing to meet at the house, and I rushed home after my appointment. When we arrived, we found signs that someone had been in the house, and it was chilling. Watching the CCTV footage left us stunned. It was Ashley sneaking into our house. We never gave her a key. Furious, John and I immediately called her over. When she arrived, we confronted her. "Why have you been coming into our house when no one's here? Where did you get a key?" Ashley responded defiantly, "Of course, I've been coming over. Your wife's been seeing that homewrecker behind your back." "Stop lying, Ashley, we know it's you. You were the one coming in. Why make this up?" "I'm not lying. I saw her with my own eyes. Your wife's been brainwashing you." "Ashley, stop blaming me or Mom for your own mess. Mom hasn't been here for years. And by the way, we have cameras. We saw you coming into the house." Her face turned pale. The shock was clear in her expression. And if I wasn't worried about our safety, I might have found it funny, but I was too anxious. John was equally shocked and looked at her in disbelief. "How did you get a key, Mom?" "Well," she hesitated, "I made one. Since your wife wouldn't give me one, I had to do it. Don't blame me." "You made a copy of our key? Are you out of your mind?" John yelled. "This is our house. We decided not to give you a key for a reason. You've just broken the law." "I'm your mother. I should have access. Your wife's stealing you away from me. I couldn't let that happen." "Enough, Mom. This is ridiculous. You've crossed the line, and I can't trust you anymore. This is all Sarah's fault. If you hadn't married her, this wouldn't have happened. She's taken you away from me, and I had to do something about it." I couldn't take it anymore. I'd tolerated her insults long enough, even lowering contact with my mom just to keep the peace for John and Ashley. But now, it was time to stand up for myself. "I've had enough of you insulting my mom. Ashley, I won't stand for it anymore." "John, You may love your mom, but she has gone too far. If you keep allowing this, I'm leaving. I won't live in a house where I'm disrespected like this. Sarah, please don't leave. I've seen enough. Mom, leave now. Don't ever contact us again. I'll be reporting you for trespassing and stealing a key. I'm done with this. No, you can't do this. How can you take her side? She and her mom are out to destroy me, Ashley screamed. That's it. Mom, get out. I don't want to see you again. I'm putting a restraining order on you. Ashley didn't listen. She threw a tantrum and even tried to physically attack me. John called the police, and when they arrived, they arrested her. We showed the CCTV footage, and the neighbor confirmed that they'd seen Ashley entering our home. She was taken away in cuffs. Once the police left, John turned to me, devastated. Sarah, I can't even express how sorry I am. I should never have sided with my mom over you. I knew she was unreasonable, but I never imagined she'd do something like this. John, this can't go on. My mom and I have been through enough. You allowed your mom to attack me, and I stayed quiet for you. But now, it ends. She needs to be held accountable. I know. I'm so sorry. I'll apologize to Na as well. She didn't deserve any of this. I'm taking responsibility for what's happened, and I'll make sure my mom can't hurt you again. John kept his word. He called my mom and apologized. He was nervous that she wouldn't talk to him, but to his relief, she did. I'm sorry for how I treated you. Nah, you didn't deserve that. Today's events really opened my eyes to how manipulative my mom is. It's okay, John. I don't blame you. I know you're loyal to your family. That's why I never criticized your marriage to Sarah. You've always been patient with me, your family, too, but I failed to support you. I hope you can forgive me. Will you come back? No, I'm happy here. I'll visit, but I don't want to come back. Just make sure you protect Sarah. Take care of her. That's all I ask. John was crushed by her words. He now understood the depth of his mistakes and developed a new respect for my mom. As for Ashley, we didn't change our stance. We refused to retract the charges or give her bail. Some relatives tried to support her, but once they heard the full story, they turned their backs on her. One even tried to bail her out but cut ties with her after hearing the truth. Ashley's behavior didn't stop, though. She showed up at JN's work and even tried to visit our house. When the harassment continued, we filed a restraining order that finally put an end to it. As we heard from our extended family, Ashley lost her job due to the police report and was begging for money. She rejected any offers to join therapy. Eventually, she was shut out by everyone. I heard she struggled to find work and was on the verge of losing her home. John is still grappling with everything. He's been in therapy and realized how much Ashley's narcissism had impacted him. He's slowly recovering and now recognizes the abusive behaviors she inflicted on him. He has no intention of ever seeing her again. As for me, I'm enjoying the peace in our home and am happy that John and Na are working towards a healthier relationship. Thanks for reading. See you in the next video. Stay stunned.